Did it happen? No, not yet. It's happening still. Okay. Great. We're here. Great. It's Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to the Cars and Comedy Show. It's Jay Ryan. You're in our kitchen. I'm in our dining room, and so is Nicole. We are grateful that you're here. Please, now is the time before we forget to click the bell, like, subscribe, hit the YouTube things. However, we are also, for the first time, this is an experiment, we're also on Facebook Live. We're multi-streaming. This is a multi-stream. And you're here for it. It'll work or it won't work. We don't know. It's a test. But that's what's going on tonight. We are hanging out with you for the full evening. We're going to be talking about the cars, all the car events of the weekend, and stuff coming up. Man, there's a whole lot. And the holidays. I'm growing a beard. We just talked about it on Instagram. It's not intentional. It's just, I'll tell you. Oh, you know what? I don't need to be in here. Every single time. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, you can really get in there. Isn't that nice? There's a lot of white in the beard, so I was telling Instagram that it's December, and I was inspired by all those fellas with mustaches in Movember. I'm not a mustache guy. Time to make the donut. It's just not me. But I will play Santa Claus at the end of the month now that I've got a lot of white in my beard, so I'm just growing it out to wear the red hat. That's what's going on. But we're multi-streaming. We're here on Facebook. There may be comments. I don't know how any of it works. I don't know if it'll be the YouTube comments. We're going to figure it all out. The good news when I get untangled here. The good news is, all right, gee whiz. There's good news. The good news is, look who's here. I guess you could already see her. That's the good news. And then not yet here up in Canada is Canada Mike. However, on Instagram is Hank Camera 4, Porsche driver Teresa, and Jose G. Cobain. Greg Grubberg, the most interesting. See, now I get that joke. Do other people get it? I should be living in the marina, and I should be on a boat selling Dos Equis, right? That's what you mean by that? I think that's what you mean by that. I don't always grow a beard, but when I do, it's to play Santa Claus. All right. Well, if you couldn't tell, we're already dragging here. So, Will, 2 minutes. Start it off. Oh, jeez. Hang on. Will, where'd you go? Oh, no. The whole system's crumbling down. This is not a good way. This is not a good way to start. Holy crap. All right. This is not a good way to start the multi-stream. I say, Will, take it away. Kevin, you gonna buy a Beamer? that vacuum off since there's no bubbles in it. This beard is a lot. It's a lot more in person than it looks in the mirror. I mean, on camera than it is in the mirror. Does it look big to you already? It's only been a week and a half.
It looks fluffy, but...
I mean, I only stopped... What is today, the 8th? Gee whiz. Don't look at me. Oh, it's a full moon, too. Maybe it was the full moon.
Full moon.
Yeah, that's why my fingernails are all dirty last night. So sorry, I'm trying to get back. No worries, buddy. Canada Mike is texting me. He said, he got hijacked. So sorry. I said, LOL, so you're not here? Was talking to you tonight. Oh, well. He said, so sorry. I'm trying to get back. I don't know. No worries at all. No worries at all. It's a multi-streaming event. The fact that we're not on in Canada is no big deal. We're on, I think we're on, now what would this look like? Do I go to the Facebook app now and see what's happening? Like I don't seem to be, it says we're doing it, but I don't know how it works. I've never seen someone go live on Facebook, so I don't know. Oh my God, we are, there we are.
Oh.
Congratulations. And it's all captioned. Holy crap. Oh, well, when it was muted, it was captioned. Oh, this is weird. This is weird. I don't like the show. Turn the show off. I want to watch something else. Oh, man. Oh, it's in picture. When did they add that? I can't make it go work. I have to close all the apps. That's what I have to do every time. And they're making that harder now, too, because now when you close the apps, when you reopen them, they open right where you left off. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know where I was.
Oh.
Welcome back. Good evening. It is December 8th, 2022. Jay Ryan, Nicole Ryan. This is, it's the Late Night Playset multi-stream test event. Thank you for being here for it. It seems to be working, but it's hard to tell. Let's see. Corey Whitehead says you're live on Facebook, and Canada can see you. Corey Whitehead is a DeLorean owner in Canada. Thank you, Corey. This might get cool here, folks. We might get cool here. Because technically, I think we can multi-stream to... you're going to get so sick of this. This is going to be a disaster. I think we can go to every platform at once, which is new. Yeah, which is new. So theoretically, like if we wanted to go on, just blast it out there. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Is that all of them? Whatever there are. There's a bunch of them. LinkedIn, I don't know. Friendster still? Still Friendster? Is Napster still around? Where do you get your music?
You're so cute.
Napster was it blew the world open because I spent a lot of time at Record Town when I was a kid buying tapes and records and tapes and CDs and all that stuff before you kids bought MP3s, and when all of a sudden you could just get that music for free on the computer, it was so. It's very clearly stealing. It's very clearly, and they've drawn that line in the sand now. But back then, it was such a gray area of like, wait, what? You could just do this?
It was all nebulous then. Like,
yeah.
It was all there. Are you as a person? Like, do you want to take? Weird.
If memory serves, you know how like there's different technologies that sort of change the world. Right now, the blockchain seems to be like the thing because of the transparency and the permanent record. It seemed like for a while peer-to-peer was the jam, and I feel like Napster started it. I feel like they were the first one. They were definitely the first one I had ever heard of.
Same. I would have to say me too.
But you can't because that means something else now.
I'm letting all that go.
You're letting what?
I can't keep up with what everything means now. Like, I'm over it.
Go ahead. Go more on that. Because I feel the same way, but every time I say it out loud, I hear my grandparents, and then I go, nope, you got to keep trying, Jay.
I like that I'm aware of most things, but I'm not willing to be something I'm not.
That's a great. The knocking brings me to my... We'll get back to that in just 1 second. And then it occurs to me we were not here on Tuesday, and some people may not know why. There has been construction in our building that we did not know about. Usually they'll tell us about it. Usually they're very, very conscientious of other people who work at their homes in the building. Oh, my God. We don't have a guest tonight intentionally because we thought we might have to cancel again, and we just decided at the last minute to just wing it and do it. They're remodeled. We live in a condo, right? This is, believe it or not, this huge. Look at this set. This huge facility that we work at here is actually a condo building in Toluca Lake, California, right by Universal Studios. So the gist of it is we're on the top floor, and there's a unit below us that's being renovated. it doesn't seem like it would be a big deal, but it's a big deal. I don't know how you've been doing it.
It's
because you're here most of the time.
wearing me out finally.
Fatigue, right? Mental fatigue?
Yeah, that repetitive noise really bothers me and wears me out more than I knew. So that's probably been happening for a while.
It's it's a jackhammer, for lack of a better term. I can only assume that they're like digging up the old kitchen and bathroom tiles or something. I don't know what could take 4 days of doing that, but it's jackhammer. And it's brutal, and it shakes the entire building, and blah, 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 blah. So if you hear us in this, I don't know if you can even hear it. It's not happening right now, but when it was happening, we weren't willing to deal with it. So sorry.
It takes over everything, and I get so distracted by it.
And then to cover it, all the neighbors who are here trying to work from home are like doing everything louder to try to deal with it. So awesome neighbors have to like turn their radios up really loud, or their home theaters or whatever, just to kind of try to drone it out. I personally have been taking this time to spend it out of the house and have been dealing with car stuff all week, which has been good, great, and grand.
It looks great.
The Mini is coming together. It's not there yet, but it is great. We're going to bring it up to Breakfast Club tomorrow. We'll talk about that now. Why not talk about it now, since there's no agenda whatsoever? We will be talking about some stuff. I will tell you, we've got some East Coast feeds. We're going to talk about the weekend. Malibu Kitchen's closed. Purist Group Toy Drive. Rain last week. We're doing it again tomorrow. And then the big event is on Saturday. Sunday at the Peterson with Magnus for Outlaw Cruise In. It's their last one of the year, the Peterson Cars and Coffee. So there's just a heck of a lot of stuff going on. And I got distracted by the banging. Did we finish? You've been not doing well lately, but today you seem a little bit better. Are you any, or is it your usual?
I'm ironically worse.
Yeah. Okay. That's a bummer. I'm sorry. It always seems to be that you seem better when you're worse and vice versa.
I'm noticing that pattern, and I've chalked it to those days when I'm really bad. I try harder to do the right thing.
Well, that's a lot. Tony Roger Fishman, the sponsor of these fine microphones. If you are listening to us on podcast or watching us on YouTube and you like the audio, that is thanks to this gentleman right there. He is the owner and CEO of Telefunken Electroacoustic, as far as the microphones, and then also Telefunken Motorsports as well. And let's see here. So I'm gonna, can I do that? Can I like? Oh, hang on. There's the escalation of noise, yes. Oh, and then, no, I can't see. So I've got one heart down here, but I don't think I can show them to you. Not that you know what a heart looks like, but yeah, whatever. Let's deal with it. Hi, Ryan's looking forward to hugging you, Mariana, so I can unload the rest of my Xmas toys to donate tomorrow with you. Yes, absolutely you can. And we brought some that you gave us last week as well. I think Jennifer had gone out and done some shopping. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's happening. Here we go. Sending love from Telefunken.
I don't.
Saturday is TROG, the Race of Gentlemen in Riverside. Okay. Don't know what that one is. That sounds very fun. We got the Pierce Group, and that's at City of Industry with Sean Lee. I want to say that I love you both and appreciate everything you do. Oh, my God, buddy. You know that that's mutual. Right before I went on the air, I'm following this saga with Scott's trailer. Scott, who works with Tony over at Telefunken and has been here many times here in the studio with us, he is a camper. Like he does all sorts of camping. He'll camp he'll camp anywhere. He'll do that boondoggle stuff. He'll do the tent camping, the one with it's not a kayak. What do you hang between two trees? What's that one called?
Hammock.
Yeah, that kid. It's not a kayak. It's a hammock. He does hammock camping, all that stuff. But anyway, he had this little trailer camper thing, and it got stolen over the weekend, I think. And then Tony has been like this advocate of posting, and then he's getting the neighbors' videos and everything, and he's getting the police involved. So as of today, right before the show, I was reading up and following that they got all of the police, and they found the people who stole the trailer. They tracked the truck and the plate, and they found out where that is. So now they got the police and the tow trucks and everything at the thief's hideout, and they're trying to find the trailer. They found the people, the truck, and some of the items from inside the trailer, but they're still trying to find the trailer. But anyway, I'm following it like crazy because I love
this is
Tony.
crazy. This is why I originally liked crime shows. These stories are fascinating, like why people do what they do and try to get away with things they're not really getting away with. It's interesting.
Autocunnel says 40s and older drag racing and dressing the part. Very cool. Very cool. Hammock. Yes, exactly. Hammock. I couldn't think of it. Let's see. We caught the guys tonight. Yes, I know. I'm so excited about that. That sounds wrong. 1940s and older cars do drag racing, and like Goodwood Festival, people dress the part. Yeah, we got it. You're hilarious. I'm loving the folks on Facebook, though. This is fun because we get more comments. It's an experiment. If there's anything you want to talk about, bring it. If there's any questions you have, bring them. And let's see. Instagram I'm not being as good about because the comments aren't popping up for my old eyes. So allow me to join you over here. If I... Nope. Here we go. It's a slow process. Old guy coming through. There we go. Now I'll turn it down because... Oh, good. They're here. I probably can't hear that either. Some action going on backstage. Send a request to join. No, I don't want to do that. Share the video. No, I don't want to do that. Buy a badge. I don't want to do any of this shit. All right. Well, at least we have it here. You got new shoes. Those were a birthday present from Alex and David.
Yes, and I like them a lot.
You do. It's funny. The weight, they are actually technically, I think, a tiny bit heavier than the Hunziker shoes, but the issue that you were saying weight was because of the drag when you were crawling, and it wasn't, I don't think, the weight. I think it was the rubber sole getting caught on the carpet and other stuff. This seems to be kind of a harder material and just glides over it a little bit easier. Is that right? No.
None of that's correct, but like, because I crawl on my front, so it's the top of my shoes that gets the most wear. And now that my feet stick and push on the floor, push down, I need no suede or felt or anything texturally on the top. So these are...
So you're going to lean into that. All right. Okay.
I said the wrong...
We've already agreed that it was not the felt, but it's totally fine. It was the rubber sole. But anyway, regardless, these are much better for you, which is the most important thing. Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm glad that they can slip on and off.
Yeah.
Do you still have to tie them, or that doesn't work that way?
It's easier to put them on when they're not tied yet. And do you remember shoehorns? Did you? I need one of those. I think for ease of.
I'll get you a shoehorn. You want a short one or one of those long ones?
A short one, because I don't want to break my fingers trying to put these on, because they're comfortable otherwise.
All right. The whole point of those is that you're not supposed to need to. Like somehow the back is supposed to be flexible, but it doesn't work that well. Not well enough.
My hands don't. You need strength to pull things, and I
totally understand. I think it may be the whole point is that you're not supposed to need to. Theoretically on the commercial, they're sitting on the floor and people just slip their foot into it. If it's not that easy, I believe it. Like, I'm just asking if it was, because that's how they're supposed to work by the ads.
They don't work like that for me.
Okay. Well, regardless, I'm glad that they're better.
They are better.
Let's see. Do you guys need anything? Oh, gosh. It's a long list, Tony Roger Fishman. Sanity. More mics. Always, we should do a giveaway. I know you wanted to do a gift. Yes, please. That would be great if you came out and visited. I think you wanted to do an orange mic giveaway for MS. That would be a fun thing to do because they make all these M80s and custom colors and all sorts of things. That'd be neat.
That's cool.
Pretty neat. Rusty Chili Nelson. Oh, it's Shackelford. It's Rusty from Wake the Neighbors. No, Wake the Kids. Damn it. It's Rusty. All hail the multi-stream. Oh, and it's got his picture right there. I guess I could have figured that out. Did it used to have the pictures? YouTube didn't have the pictures.
Seems new.
Yeah. All right.
Facebook.
This is getting good. All we needed was the technology to catch up. All right, let's do an East Coast feed or two, just to break it up here a little bit, and then we'll do the business. I don't know where they are. Roll it out. Oh, boy.
Christmas dreams, babe, you'll find tucked in a corner of your mind, like a present that's under your tree.
All right. Well, that needs a little bit of explanation, I guess. That happens to be my favorite Christmas song of all time. It's called Christmas Dreaming. It's written by Steve Kozlowski Sr. Of Queens, New York. Actually, I think he's from Brooklyn, New York, but they met in Queens. My buddy, his son, is from Queens. But that's Danbury Chive's dad. And if you get a chance to see, if you're on the East Coast, or I think he does tour, but mainly on the East Coast, Echoes of Sinatra. It's a show like that with a big band and the whole thing. It is excellent. He's got an amazing voice. He's got a great stage presence, and we love him. So that was Papa Kaz singing my favorite Christmas song. That was the very, very end of it, obviously. But it's called Christmas Dreaming, and it's very, very pretty.
I've heard it. It's really pretty. I miss that guy.
Yeah, I miss all of them. I miss all the East Coast people. Last time I was on the East Coast was for work and ESPN or something. It would have been ESPN, right, in Connecticut. And that would have been like right after we moved in here, so like 5 years ago. It's been longer for you, I guess, right?
Yeah, I haven't met Coraline. I saw her when she was a bump, but not in person.
You're right. That was the same trip when I met her, and yeah, she was brand new. You're right. Crazy pants. Okay. One more. Let's see where he is now. Roll it out.
Mr. Ryan, as you can see from the tree behind me, it is Christmas time, and it's the holiday season, and Pop performed at Ridgefield Playhouse last night, and I did save a little bit of a special performance just for you, because I know you really enjoy it. So that'll be my second upload coming to you now.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Gee, I should definitely watch these ahead of time. Oh, well. It looked like one was a performance and one was something from BMW, so I put them in that order. And shit.
It happens.
But the East Coast feeds are now crossed off the list, so we did that, which is good. Also, if you are on the East Coast, go into Ridgefield BMW and say hello to Danbury Chive. He's hilarious. He will definitely make your day. You will make his by going to say hello, but he will make yours just by doing something else. He's a really awesome dude.
He's hilarious without trying. It's great.
He tries pretty hard. But he's funny on his own, too.
I'm nice, but yes, he does, but he's actually funny sometimes.
Let's see what our buddy Adam Ferrara is up to, because I didn't write it down. There's a lot of Adams in here. What do you think of that? All right, how about this? Adam Ferrara is touring all over the East Coast, I know, for the next week or two before the holidays. Go to adamferrara.com and check his dates. In New York, in Florida, it might be in Jersey. I think he's all over the place, so check it out, adamferrara.com. Byron Bowers, same thing. He's all over the place, coming in here soon. Magnus Walker's Urban Outlaw 10 exhibition is at the Peterson now through January, changing constantly. As a matter of fact, Sunday is the Urban Outlaw cruise-in event at the Peterson. We're going to be there for that. It's also coincidentally the launch date for the Urban Outlaw Magnus Walker to the Peterson Drive movie that we participated in. We drove one of the cars to the Peterson, and that movie that they made that night is finally premiering this weekend as well.
They made a movie?
Yeah, they were shooting, not a movie, but you know what I mean. They made a video of it. Remember all those guys? With
Cool.
cameras?
Yeah.
Shout out to Sebastian with OI because his Born for Fast toy drive is happening. The Marconi one was last month, huge success. This one's happening, I think, on December 18th. But check out Sebastian with OI if you want, or bornforfast.org, I believe. And okay, this one's fun just because I love thinking of Rupert. Hello Deli is your only source for officially licensed Late Show with David Letterman merchandise. Contact Rupert at the Hello Deli if you would like some of your old Dave gear here. Worldwide Pants Incorporated. T-shirts, hats, mugs, all of that stuff. Rupert's got them. Go say hi by going to hello-deli.com on the internet and tell him that Nicole says hello as well, because oftentimes
I cannot.
St. Clair Insurance. They say all which separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. What types of toys?
Probably cars or entertainment
Whatever. You could say whatever you want. You always say that. Anything else?
Anything you would insure.
That's a good point. Truly anything that's insurable. She's got a point. That's right. Licensed in most states, St. Clair Insurance shops top provider, so you get the best coverage for your toys. Simply check them out by going to stclairinsurance.com. No, that's not right. Going to check out stclairinsurance.com by going to coverageforyourtoys.com. Coverageforyourtoys.com.
Coverageforyourtoys.com.
I have my glasses, and that is throwing me. I don't know where I left them. Probably somewhere very far away. Let's see. Our friends at Series 1 Films have brought to you this episode in part. Nope, can't do that. This episode has been brought to you in part by Series 1 Films. They are your complete resource to develop your brand identity and marketing using video, ads, and search engine optimization to help your automotive business reach more customers. Send Series 1 Films a message today to find out more. That's Taylor Analog Speed, by the way. It's Series 1 Films. Big on the internet today because he's trying to get hired by Donut Media because he was recently on their game show that they do, and he was one of the people on it. And that sounds bad. He wasn't a contestant, but he was one of the characters that they use. And ever since then, he's been trying to get hired by Donut and whatever. Go to, I guess it's on Analog Speed or Series 1 Films. Go check out his stories to see what's going on with that. It is a hilarious saga. Following that as well. Stolen campers and people who are trying to get on TV shows. Series1films.com. Series1films.com.
Series1films.com.
Mike's not here to do it, so I'll tell you that it's a number one when you do that one. And that's it for the business. That's it. The rest is fun time. Nothing but cookies from here on out. You've eaten your vegetables, kids. Sounds awesome. You sound awesome. Irene Hoffman says present. Welcome back. And now, Irene, you were the person I thought of. You were literally the person I thought of when we decided to start the multi-stream tonight to try this thing out. I know that you're on Facebook, and now we are too. It feels weird to be in multiple places. We used to kind of be hidden on our own little. I have more Facebook followers than we do YouTube followers.
Wow.
So boom, like that, we went from. There's more, yeah.
Wow.
No, it doesn't mean anything. I don't know what it means. I don't know how any of this shit works. I don't know how metrics work. I do know that, like, while not many people watch our show, when people look at the metrics, the ones that do whatever they like, the metrics are still okay. I don't understand how that works though.
I don't either, but I'm always surprised by the people that say something about having seen the episode. Some reporter I used to work with years ago watched the Avery episode, and I had no idea he even knew we did a show.
What did he think of it?
He liked it a lot.
I liked that episode, even though I think a lot of people didn't. I think I liked it for all the reasons they didn't. I like him because he's so real, and I think most people do not know how to take him, or they have already decided that they don't like him.
I got that when we worked together too, and I just He's like a brother. Like, I love that guy for I don't know why. But
it would be your job to overcome that back when you worked with him, except that you can't wrangle him. I mean, you put him in his spot a couple times, even still that night when we did the show, years after you worked with him. But he's still his own guy. Like, he's always going to be like that, right? You can't wrangle him.
he always was. Like, we used to have a team of 3 publicists, and he was like, no, just her. And so he appointed me to dwindle the resources down and tell the guys, like, they're not needed. So we've collectively had to go through who he is a bunch. I think it got off topic.
No, it makes sense. He's a hard guy to sell.
Yeah.
He's he's just like a lot of other people. He's more than meets the eye, and that's the problem for a lot of people. I think we are too. I think there's a lot of people who are, we just all seem one way. Bob Miller said it the other day. We had that great your birthday breakfast lunch thing with Bob, a few people, and Bob Miller was there. And I think, what did I ask him? Does he remember? I asked him if he remembered when we first met, because I didn't necessarily remember the first time we met. And he was very honest and accurate. He was like, yeah, I thought you were kind of a guy who blah, blah, blah. He said a couple things, and he goes, but then I got to know you and found out you were a really good guy, and that it was all real. Like, I think he thought it was bullshit, and then he realized that we were authentic. And I think that's an issue that I run into my whole life, because I've been misunderstood. But I think that's something he's probably run into his whole life, being misunderstood because they think one thing, and then there's so much more to the story, the equation, the man.
Yeah, so much. And like being one of the few to know that and work with it instead of against it was always a weird position to be in. For me, I had to explain everything I did because nothing made sense.
Everybody, I don't mean to take anything away from what she's saying, but we've got some exciting news. Look who's here from Canada.
Yay!
Look who joins the multi-stream. What's up, fella?
Hi, guys. I'm so sorry it took me. I got hijacked today. And we'll
Don't be sorry. And you came in with a great picture, and your audio's perfect. So I would say that you nailed it.
Nailed it. For the first time today, I nailed it.
We are multi-streaming. We are currently on Facebook as well as YouTube currently. And in the future, I think we may go out to more. Here, let me bring you in here because we have the technology to do this. And there we all are. And I think we maybe in the future, we should just blast it out everywhere, because we could do Twitch.
I think that's a great idea.
I don't know. Wouldn't everybody get sick of it? I mean, currently I'm sick of it. I can't imagine other people.
Yeah, but this gives people on Facebook time to get sick of it there.
Good point. You know what? If at the very least, maybe it's one less window Don's needs to keep open, right?
There you go.
Because he's got his YouTube probably, and he's got the Letterman YouTube, and now we can just keep the Facebook open.
I'm gonna tell a tale out of school, because it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be public knowledge when the episode comes out. But tomorrow we're recording an episode of the Letterman podcast, and I'm gonna have a little chat window open for someone to fact check me and to throw out little tidbits to me real time. That's going to be happening tomorrow, and the guest is going to be Will Lee.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean,
yeah,
he's a great guest. I'm happy for you there. But for him to be the guy that you would do this with first, because I'm assuming Don's is your fact check chat window. Right?
Oh, sorry. I meant to. Yes, sorry.
No, it probably went without saying.
Feeding me potential fun facts.
So what I'm seeing here is that's a great guess, because it's 2 of Don's worlds, music and TV
yes,
Letterman.
Without a doubt. And
well done, sir.
Thank you. We're going to have so much fun doing it. We tested it out, and it's going to work great.
I would imagine that everyone knows we're talking about Don Giller, right? Don Giller from the YouTube of his own Letterman YouTube channel, not the official Letterman YouTube channel. But I would like to say that Don Giller's YouTube channel probably spawned the official YouTube channel. I feel like there wouldn't be an official one if Don's success hadn't taken off.
I look at them as one and the same now. As far as I'm
Oh.
concerned, as far as I'm concerned, Pants has christened his channel as official.
Oh, yeah, you're
It's
right.
never,
That's true.
they've protected it. It's never going to be screwed with. And all of these beautiful compilations are, as far as I'm concerned, immortalized. Which I'm so grateful for, because we can have it both ways. We can have the official channel, Letterman channel, that's putting stuff out, the bite size, short attention span, YouTube audience, but the deep dives, the things that some of us who love to just really, really sink our teeth into, are forever immortalized and protected. And that's Don Giller's channel. I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, you're right about the deep dive element. Like that's I understand how the regular channel wouldn't do that because you'd burn all the content. But like, if you want to watch, call it Jay Leno. That probably had a lot of views lately because of Jay Leno being in the news and the hospital and all.
Yeah.
Being able to watch all of the episodes together. I know it seems crazy. Like, why would you want to watch 6 hours of Jay Leno? It's not about that, but it's watching the lineage and
Yes.
and the timeline of how it all progressed and how people grow and change. It's really beautiful, and I agree with you that it's a hell of a piece of work. So thanks again to Don's for doing that all those years, because he did it for many, many years for free. He loved it, but he did it for everyone else who loved it as much as he did. And that's something I'm grateful for.
Oh,
Same.
man, me too. His sensibility was so lovely as well. Like, one of his compilations that I just watched was, it's almost, I think it's an hour long, or maybe just a little bit less, but it's Paul Schaefer doing Cher's "Oh Holy Night" impression, and the progression of it from the very beginning to the very last one. And there's so many of them over the years. I'm not certain that is pop culture or pop music enough for the official channel to do something like that. But the vantage points of the people he focused on in these compilations, to me, all of the real enthusiasts that want to do a deep dive, his sensibility is like bullseye for the things that he made compilations of. To see those evolutions you're talking about.
I agree with all that. It's interesting what you say about the official Letterman channel and not, what they kind of sort of have to stay mainstream a little bit because they're going for clicks and whatever. Anytime I've ever made a request to Walter, like a fan request of like, oh, it'd be funny to see this again, whatever. They've always been so stupid or weird or random that like, even I know when I make the request, I'm just letting him know that I'd like to see it again. I don't expect you to actually upload it. Like someday if you send me a link, oh, that'd be cool. But also, some of the things that I have requested have then come out as staff favorites.
Yes.
I requested a quiz machine, late show quiz machine compilation. And it turned out that was a favorite of one of the staff members as well recently. So it made it up. So I have a feeling that, your comment holds weight. And I think you're probably right. But also what made Letterman was that the show, didn't play to those rules. They kind of did whatever they thought, whatever. And then it just got, and that's sort of what was so special about it. So I have a feeling nothing's really off limits. Long way to say that.
I totally agree with you. This week, Walter and I had a moment where I requested hey, I remember this moment here. He's like, oh, that's a good one. And then he actually texted me back and said, hey, is it okay that we put this up in a fan request moment? And I'll put it in the queue and we'll put it up. No feeling like it. It feels like the old school days if you sent in a letter and that letter got read on
You're
the
basically
air.
you're on the fax team now, essentially. I mean, you are inside enough that you are helping create the content, and that's what I think is fun about all of this. Don's is involved, you're involved, I'm involved. It's really amazing that there will be whatever.
And people
2023, folks, 2023. Lots of great stuff coming up. If you
It's gonna
notice
be great,
us
but-
not
but
being,
people are-
oh, he's still going. Go ahead.
I'm sorry about that. People it's not just it's all of us, our audiences too. If they want to put something forward, they now have a conduit to be able to do that as well. And we're all it's like ripples in a pool. I apologize for stepping on that, buddy.
Don't be at all. I think you're right about that. I just can't always hear you as well. Maybe I turn it up. You know me. I get on a rant. Something comes up in my head. And I'm like, well, don't forget this. You better say it. I struggle to watch more than 20 or 30 minutes of Jay Leno unless he's talking about cars and I could listen to him for, well, I mean, what else does Jay Leno talk about but cars? Oh,
Well, his game shows and things like that, right? But when he talks about cars, I mean, it's so easy to get transfixed in what he's saying.
yeah. Yeah, we saw him the other day. We saw him. Everything's a blur. We saw him at the Rod Emery Patrick
Wherever
Long
that's what I
Haggerty's
remember.
driving. Garage
Was it the
and
place that was
social.
closing?
Garage and social. Excuse me?
Was it the place that was closing?
No, this is a grand opening. I can't think of where was closing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Malibu
What?
Kitchen. Funny.
That-
Of course you would. Yeah, of course. No, it wasn't there. Although he was there as well. Yes, he was there as well. So good point. Good point. I think he's making the rounds. I think he's really making the rounds. He was on Adam Carolla's podcast yesterday as well,
Spikes,
which
yeah.
was funny too because the like maybe it was I think the same day that I had gotten a response from him via text. You remember I said on the show one day I was like, well, I reached out, just to send support and whatever, but I didn't hear back and I don't really expect to. And I meant it. Like, I'm sure thousands of people have reached out to him. And I didn't expect a message back, but he did. And then on that same day, I think it was Adam Carolla who said, you should come by the show. We'll do, be on the podcast. And,
The impression's great. It made me giggle.
I can't help it. It's just that's how he talks. I don't do impressions. I just sort of play. I do replay the playback. But anyway, Jay said, "Oh, well, I got an exclusive with People." Jay had an exclusive with People. He couldn't do the podcast because he had an exclusive with People for his fire story. Isn't that hilarious? They
It's
probably threw a shit ton of money at him.
pretty funny.
Of course, it's genius. It's genius. Ugh, it's hilarious. Anyway, so he did it anyway. So he's been making the rounds, but he looks great. By the way, we saw him up close. I mean, he looks great. He looks fine. People were worried.
Yeah, I had no idea anything. I couldn't figure out where anything happened.
You can still see the neck. You can still see a little bit on the hand. But I mean, overall, his face is, if anything, it looks younger because it is. It's like, new skin and stuff. I don't know how it affects, the he looks like he's very freshly shaved all the time. So I don't know if that affected the follicles of hair growth and everything. I have no idea. We didn't get into it. He did show some pictures and talk about, the recovery, and it was brutal. It was not as small as we all sort of thought, and I'm sure it'll be in the magazine or on something at some point, but the stuff he was showing us was very graphic.
Yeah.
Skin grafts are not pretty.
Oh yeah, it's probably that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before, during, after, none of it's good.
No.
Yeah. He was at the best burn center in the world, though, so that's good. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I don't know how that worked because maybe he was tagging Mike so that he could see it, but it doesn't show up as a tag here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how all this works. We're learning tonight. This is all an experiment.
That's cool.
Let's see. You missed some East Coast feeds. That was no big deal. The weekend. How was the weekend? Breakfast Club, we were going to do the big Purist Group toy drive, but it rained like hell all throughout Los Angeles and the greater LA area. While it wasn't actually raining at the top, we were in a cloud. I mean, we were in 100% humidity. It was just sort of foggy the whole
Cold
time.
and wet, man.
Cold and wet.
It's like it's this time of year everywhere, I think.
Yeah. So that was great, except that the turnout was not so wonderful. So I shouldn't say that. The turnout was amazing for the weather, but it wasn't the big splash of let's fill the giant SUV up with toys like we did last year. It was like, a third of what we had done, or half or whatever. So we're going to bring the Mini up tomorrow, and we are going to fill it with whatever you want to bring at Good Vibes. There's a lot of people who have sent messages. Is it a toy? Are you going to do it again? Whatever. Officially, no. But the Mini will be there to be filled up, and I'll put my hat on with my white beard, and and we will bring everything over to Sean Lee and the Purist Group at the Expo Center on Saturday. Industry Hills Expo Center is where it is if anybody wants to come. Although I think that they are like packed. He was like, I cannot take another car.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He doesn't want to turn anyone away ever. That's the bummer of it. But
I love his heart.
Buddy, do you know much about him? Have you if you ever look him up or maybe watch the first episode he ever did here?
Yeah.
How he got to be who he is he touched on it a little bit here that last show, but the stories of what kind of kid he was and the stuff he was doing, bad shit on the streets, and then having somebody believe in him and take him under his wing, and Sean being willing to do the work. It's really a fantastic story. He's one of my favorite people in the world. I love you, Sean Lee. I know you know it, but I love you. He's a good guy.
He's one of those people that doesn't ask for praise. He's so humble. I love him.
Let's see.
Yeah, you guys have to almost I've heard him on the show twice, and then I have watched one of the previous episodes. So,
so you do know.
To pull out all the big, grandiose things that he's doing, you almost have to pull it out of him, and say, "Oh, and this is happening, and this is happening. How big this is," and then he kind of talks about it, but he won't. Yeah, he's the opposite of braggadocious. He is so humble about the big things that are happening and have evolved, like from that 21-year-old kid or whatever it was to what it's evolved to now. It's astounding, but he won't talk about how astounding it is. It's very charming.
You're right. Even in that he doesn't advertise that Purist is a 501c3. Like he'd rather fund it, whatever. It is all very impressive. It's very humble is the right word, but is there another word?
I don't know.
I think Letterman is this, since of course we would bring him up. He's very the same way, and Johnny Carson was the same way too. After he died, it was somehow found out just how much money he had donated over the years to different foundations, and I think it turned out he was like the largest single donor of whatever those years. It's kind of an amazing thing. And I feel like Sean just falls into that group of do-gooders in the world.
I think it's the purest definition of philanthropy. It's being generous for the right reasons. I think that many people view philanthropy through many different lenses, but I think if you were to bring it down to the purest example of it, it's giving back to the world to make the world a better place. And that's the only objective on its purest form. There is no making, public hay out of it. Even the tax deductions, okay, well, whatever. No, we're giving back because we can give back, and this world needs people to give back, and that's why we're doing it. And no glory to me. Let's just fix the problem if we can.
Yeah, it's funny that you keep saying purist in the purist group.
I know.
You're right. I posted, say, major thanks to blah, blah, blah. And he goes, life is short, but journey in life with friends such as you and Nicole, who are tighter than blood, makes every moment in life worth celebrating. Blessing and honor to call you brother.
And he's a poet.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't write. My English is poor. I'm like, yeah, it's beautiful. You're beautiful. You're a beautiful man.
I didn't look at the syllable count of that message, but it might very well be a haiku.
Is it based on syllables? I never understood that. I just remember the line from Wayne's World. Garth, that was a haiku. It's like we're looking down on Wayne's basement, except that's not Wayne's basement.
Hey, did you guys talk about what's coming out on Monday for David Letterman? Do you know what's his interview with President Zelensky is coming out on Monday?
I know. We're trying to talk about Dave less on this show, and then you and I are going to do a show where we talk about Dave all the time. So you tell us about it. You tell us about it.
I'm just very excited. I saw the people were posting about this in October that Dave was meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky in a subway tunnel.
Was it that?
I
long
thought it
ago?
was a joke.
I remember the post that either I think it was Letterman or Tom Keeney, somebody from the Letterman camp put up a post of the subway going by, and you think, oh yeah, okay, sure, subway. And then they panned around to the audience and then the stage with the two chairs and
Yeah.
Letterman and Zelensky, and it actually looked like a beautiful place to do a show from an art direction standpoint. The reasons they were there, obviously, political, safety, otherwise. I feel like it wasn't that long ago. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like the turnaround on this is very, very quick. I feel like it was only was it October or was it only a couple
It was
weeks
shot
ago?
in October. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm fascinated by this. The little trailer they have on Netflix does a really good job of conveying, I think, the gravity of the situation and how Dave felt. But the trailer ends with him going, "I'm terribly excited to be here." And I was like, whoa. This is a crazy thing. He's interviewing a president in modern day, in a modern day active conflict, a military conflict.
I can't figure out why Mike's so blown away by it. What is the I want to experience your exuberance right now. I want to figure out why you're so excited about it because I feel like I'm missing something because I'm happy about it, but I feel like I'm missing the magic ingredient.
Okay. Well, for me, it's we think of the evolution of Dave. We talked about Don's, watching where Dave was, where he ended up.
I got
Now he is literally being a Mike Wallace or a Diane
Yes.
Sawyer. And I think that Dave, with his past as a broadcaster, and you think of President Zelensky with his past as an entertainer and a comedian and all of that, I believe that, Dave is a broadcaster paramount, but I believe that he will be able to connect with President Zelensky in a way that a Mike Wallace wouldn't.
Oh, that's interesting. You're probably right about that. I do see what you mean now about the lineage. I remember that I always liked the Dave who jumped around and sort of didn't think the jokes were funny, and then you sort of liked the Late Show Dave who was very powerful and made the big bucks and could move heaven and earth just by sort of commanding it. I see now what you're talking about in that this is almost the next step where he's. See, when you said he's doing it, I thought to myself, who the hell else would do it? We don't have a Dan Rather or Tom Brokaw I don't think is working as much anymore. I don't know. We don't have those people anymore. Like who would do it? Lester Holt? Fine.
Yep.
But I don't know that he would sit down with Lester Holt. You know what I mean? But like Letterman has the cachet, has the panache, where he could get the interview. And then, do you? I guess you're right. Maybe I haven't been thinking about this correctly. Do you think he's going to? What do you think the interview is going to be about? I think it's going to be political in nature, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. But when you think about the caliber of people and the type of people that Dave has interviewed on My Next Guest, the impact, social impact players, former President Obama, that kind of a thing. But he even says in the trailer, I've never done anything like this before. And I just, I'm amazed about it. He's almost in some ways turning into a newsman.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So the last whatever the previous, most recent season of My Next Guest, it was done during the pandemic. It was produced during the pandemic. And a lot of the shows, I don't think all of them, but like more than half of them are not in front of an audience. They're just in someone's home, or in one of them, I think, is actually in Dave's apartment, and whatever. I said when watching those, I thought they were so good. I thought they were better than the audience shows, and I thought that Dave would then become the next Barbara Walters because he was doing such a good, well-rounded job with, and not just him, the team, all of the production. That I would agree with you. I don't know if this will have that, given the nature of the political nature. I think obviously is going to take everything. How long is it? Do you know what the runtime is?
I don't. I think they've done a very, very good job of keeping it, the details to be released as they want them to, and I don't think there's a lot of people who actually know how long it is. I'm very excited about it for a variety of reasons. I'm curious as to the misconceptions that the media have given us and what President Zelensky is going to say in a long form thing where we learn things that just haven't been part of the narrative up to this point. And Dave is extremely good because of his curiosity, is extremely good about getting things like that out there.
I do agree with you there, both the curiosity and that he can sort of pull the flap back because of it.
Yeah.
Irene Hoffman, altruistic, very, very good. Thank you. Scott found it. Did you find your trailer, Scott? I know you found the guys. Happy about that. We were talking about it earlier. So Letterman with, I want to say Ray Zelensky, the auto parts king of Chicago. President Zelensky, different guy.
I've got about 10 minutes, and then I'm being pulled away. I have an interesting night tonight.
You want to tell us where you were earlier?
Lou Ferrigno.
Say it again.
I'm going to be hanging out with Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, 110%.
Yeah. I'm going to hang out with the Hulk.
He doesn't like that. Stop calling me Hulk, okay? Quit calling me
Well,
Hulk.
I'm excited because he played Luca Brasi in The Offer. So I'm excited to go talk to him about that.
In The Offer?
Yeah. So have you watched The Offer?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my God, I'm about to.
But
give you a
Luca
gift.
Brasi, I know that name from something else.
The Godfather. So The Offer is a show on Paramount Plus.
Oh yeah, I'm out.
About
We're out.
the
We are.
making-
Yep. Nope. We don't like the movies, let alone a movie about the movies or a show about making the movies.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Now I get it. The offer. Make him an offer he can't refuse. Got it. There you go. Right?
Well, yeah, and also in episode 1, it's how the movie The Godfather.
Isn't
got made.
it a take on? I'll make him an offer he can't refuse. Isn't that what The Offer is based on?
That's part of it. And then in the first episode, there's also an offer that's made to Paramount Studios, and it's fascinating how life imitates art and vice versa. And this show is all about that.
Will it be the type of thing that they'll do for other movies now?
I mean, I suppose
Because if it were a genre or if it were a franchise that I was interested in, it sounds like something I would love to watch. The Godfather movies have never connected with either one of us. We don't get why people think they're so good. The fact that the second one was just knocked off the best of fucking list, happy about it. I'm happy about it.
if I was the type to light torches and on fire and carry pitchforks, I would do that because The Godfather 2 is a perfect movie, as far as I'm concerned. But
He's an angry
thankfully,
mob.
I only carry hockey sticks.
No, that's okay. That's. I mean, I was, when I said it, I was aware it was an unpopular opinion. I don't care for Titanic either, but it's like it was the biggest money-making movie of all time for a number of years there. So I'm aware that I was, in the minority. I stand by my opinions and the reasons, but I don't expect to win anything over it. The Godfather, The Offer. How do we start talking about that? Shit.
Lou Ferrigno, because I'm going to hang out with Lou Ferrigno tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But where were you earlier that you got? You said you got hijacked.
I did, and there's it's been a day, and I'll tell you privately, but I can't. It's one of those things that can't be discussed on camera.
Got it. And I will also say you don't owe me anything. I didn't mean like where
No,
were
no.
you, young man?
It'll be good to vent. I was helping a friend out who is in a very interesting situation, and locally, it's like media stuff and all of this. It was unforeseen. There's an unforeseen shitstorm that I'm helping someone through.
Yeah, but you're paying it forward. You're helping somebody who needs help right now, right?
Yes.
I mean that's the and then amen. God bless you.
Aw, you're a sweetheart for saying so.
I mean it. I'm in it. Scott, I have not found the trailer, but I'm getting close. All right, we've got a bunch of people who are now LOL 110. See, he gets it. He gets it. See? He said both things I did.
Verbatim.
Quit calling me Hulk. While he was on the Celebrity Apprentice, not that we could talk about this, he kept saying 110%. Hey, Lou, how come I'll give 110% every time, 110%. And it was like so ridiculous. He said it over and over and over, and it's like clearly his mantra or whatever. But there is only 100%. So even at one point, you'll have to ask him about this tonight. Say, hey, my friend Jay, Donald Jr. at one point during the, I can't believe that these guys were all on television at one point, and we were all watching this shit. But Don Jr. goes, I give 110%. And he's like, all right, but if that were even mathematically possible. It was the only time that I ever was like, way to go, Don Jr. That was a good one. That's exactly what I was thinking for 6 weeks, and you finally said it. Thank you. Now go kill an elephant, you fucking moron. Sorry. It's me the one who fucking killed elephants and endangered species and stuff. I don't even get political, but I love animals, so that one bummed me out. And I'm sorry for calling him a moron, because I'm a moron, so maybe that's how I can recognize one. But I felt terrible. I don't usually like the name call. It was for comedic emphasis.
Yeah.
We're making fire. If you're only listening on the podcast, we're making fire. Is there anything else? Did we do it? Have we done the time? This multi-stream is interesting. Now that I know we can do it, we'll have to figure out, we'll have a real show for it.
Great.
We had nothing planned tonight. I was in the garage working on this mini until what I thought was about 2:30, and I thought maybe 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, a couple hours. And I looked at it, and we go, 4:20. So I get my ass upstairs. Usually takes about 2 hours to prepare for the show. We'll just do it in 20 minutes today. The mini will be up at Breakfast Club tomorrow. Toys, bring them if you want for the Purist Group Toy Drive, Winter Drive. Facebook multi-streaming. I'm really excited about Facebook. When was the last time anybody said that? Really excited about Facebook. Can you imagine when the metaverse takes off and we build a little virtual little late night Playset, and we all live in that in a little metaverse, and we do our little show in there, and then Mike's in his little Canada booth, and I've lived too long, folks. I've already seen shit I didn't need to see. Let's see. Thank you to Canadian Mike for joining us here, buddy. I didn't think we'd see you. I sort of wrote you off in the beginning when you said I got hijacked.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the fact that you guys are still able to let me on, because I got out of that as quick as I could and jumped back on here.
You're hilarious. That's hilarious. I'm going to do that in the future. If you're not in by 5:05, I'm shutting the room. I'm closing the door. You're locked out. Forget it.
I understand.
I would never do that. I open it I open it in case anybody who has the link shows up. Cat DeLorean, you, like anybody who's ever had it, just in case they jump in.
That's fun.
Hasn't happened yet, but it could. Stay tuned.
Good to know.
There's a lot of stuff coming up that, as you know, we can't talk about it. Stuff is, every day something new comes up. It looks like I'm in the podcast studio building business again. Like, I thought we were past all that, but somebody, I'll tell you when it's real and when it's all official and everything, but somebody that we all know reached out and said, hey, we're going to need the Matt Farah treatment over here. And I was like, all right. Somebody we all know. So that would be good and fun too. We still got a DeLorean and a Ecto to build in 2023. We have a tremendous amount of stuff coming up with both this show, the foundation. Like, I'm getting a little overwhelmed, quite frankly. Just at the thought of accomplishing some of this stuff. I am so grateful that everyone is here. I'm so effing grateful that you're watching what we do and liking it and whatever. I'm so goddamn grateful. So if there's anything you want more of, less of, if you've got a suggestion, if you've got a comment, if you've got a guest you want to see here, whatever, throw them in the comments or send me a message. The comments is probably better because we need more comments. I don't know. Or send me a message, whatever you want to do. And we want to make this show. We concentrated for a long time on figuring out how to do a show. Now it's about what do we want that show to be for all of you. I know it seems like I thought it would take a year. It took 5. It is what it is. Everybody said it would take 5. We thought we could do it in 3, 2.
we're ambitious.
So 5 years. But we want this to be something that's great for everybody. We don't want it to, I mean, if we're just, I could call you on the phone and we could have these conversations. You know what I mean? So this needs to be a thing for everybody. The prize wheel is over there. The prize wheel is being filled up. It's about halfway full there. So we are now still accepting, I don't know what you call it, donations, but anything you want. If you've got a business and you want to give out, if you've got an auto detailing thing, you want to give out a free detail on the prize wheel, something like that in exchange for advertising on the show. Whatever. If you make products and you want to give some stuff away, send us a message. Basically, we want you to think of this as your show. We've been doing it our way for a long time so that we could really stretch ourselves, both of us, in ways that we're not good. We'll continue doing that. Don't worry. But in general, the whole process was to make it better for you in the long run, and now we're finally open to suggestions. So there you go. A long way of saying that. We love everybody. It really is the truth. Love everybody, even if you don't think I do. There are people out there who think I don't like them, and it's like, the truth is, you're wrong. I like and love everybody. I really do. If you've wronged me or whatever, then we probably have some stuff to work out. Or if you think I've wronged you, then we probably do have some stuff to work out. But then you got to say something, or I got to say something, whatever. By the way, I'm not talking about anything in particular like this. I'm just saying in general, we want 2023 to be absolutely awesome for everybody we know. So let's go into it clear. That sort of thing. My New Year's resolution is to go into 2023 clear.
I like that.
Sounds like Scientology. You know what I
It
mean?
does.
You know what I mean?
Not
You know what I mean?
Scientology clear.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. I said it wrong, but whatever it is. I love you. We love you, Mr. Canada Man.
Love you guys
What's on
so
your
much.
shirt tonight? What's on your shirt?
Oh, this is my rock god right here. That's Trent Reznor at Woodstock 93.
Woodstock 94.
Or Woodstock 94, I should say. Yeah, that's...
Liz. I was supposed to go to that. I was supposed to go to that, and I ended up pissing off some friends by canceling at the last minute because I ended up not being able to. I can't remember why I couldn't go. Maybe I wasn't allowed to go. Whatever it was, I was a kid in '94. I was in high school, but I was supposed to go with Amy Everhart and Seth Graham-Smith. That's the truth. Seth Graham-Smith, who wrote the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer series, and wrote and produced it, and is doing Beetlejuice 2. Yeah, we went to high school together. We used to skip school and go watch Letterman. Truth. All right. Love everybody. Please love one another. This has been interesting.
Love y'all.
Have a great weekend. Mike, we love you. Keep it up. Tomorrow, who's on your, whatever, who's on the show tomorrow?
The Letterman podcast tomorrow has Lee Ellenberg Part 2.
Okay, perfect. And then you're also recording that other one with Will Lee for a later date.
Will Lee is recorded. We just recorded with Jeremy Weiner this week. We've got our Christmas episode ready, and I've got 5 or 6 other guests that we're recording in the next couple of weeks here.
Outstanding. Congrats. I love it. I love that only 6 months ago you were like, oh, I don't know. You should do it. I was like, you do it. Nailing it. Killing it. Good for you.
Thank you, sir.
It's good stuff.
Thank you, sir. It's so much
all right.
fun.
Love to Candy. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, sir. Love to both of you.
Thanks. Love to all of you at home. Have a great weekend.